Welcome to GreyPrimer.com. My name is Nick, I'm your host, and on today's episode we're unboxing Shieldwolf miniatures, Sisters of Talliareum. I'm sure that pronunciation is spot on. I'm just going to hide my face in shame. So, pronunciation aside, what brought me to this box of minis was really that I'd been looking for well-armored female warriors who looked battle-ready rather than photo-shoot-ready. A lot of female sort of warrior miniatures out there, underdressed, I guess would be the term, and definitely not sort of prepared for getting stuck in combat. I think more sort of the fantasy side of that overrules the practicality. I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying that, and there's going to be a market for everything. But for my particular needs, I wanted sort of figures that were ready to be like a Norse team, be like an Amazon team. And I think that for that, I wanted them to look authentic. I wanted it to be like, oh yeah, these are professional soldiers or professional athletes. They're, and they've protected themselves accordingly for what lay ahead. And that involves full coverage and full armor. So Shieldwolf has exactly that. The Sisters of Talliareum, and they have another kit, the Shield Maiden Infantry Rangers, I think. I'm going to be unboxing those in a later video, but they're very much ready to rock as female warriors, and much more what I needed. The box art has some beautiful stuff on it. I do have a serious issue with the box, but I'll get to that in a minute. See you soon. So here we are. Sisters of Talliareum, I believe. I apologize for pronunciation if I'm way off there. Kingdom of Talliareum. And these are manufactured by Shieldwolf. Some great art on the cover here. We've got a really sort of, an ongoing battle scene. I don't know whether it's defensive or offensive, but the dynamism here is fantastic. I mean, she's in full tilt, like legging it, comes up to this low wall, the hand is down, she just flicks herself over, sword ready for battle. You can see the robe flowing out behind here. You've got this piece of cloth flowing, the hair's going. And everyone around them is just ready to get stuck in. We don't know if they're in the middle of sort of some defensive action here, if they're just like, you've taken our church, but you can't take our baths. Who knows what that is? Or it could be that they're the ones who've done all this damage and they're just rampaging through. I'm not sure on the lore, but I think it looks more like a defensive scene, like they've lost enough already and this is their last stand. They're just going to go for it. But there are warriors all over the place here. And pretty fantastic. We've got lots of armor and brilliant cover art. Just beautiful. I think there's much more, a little bit of art there. Get that to focus. That's kind of cool. Some concept art. Got maybe the Sisters' shield. Could be, not sure. And then more concept art. So no actual images of the minis on the box, which is kind of a weird thing. Having seen them on their website and stuff, it doesn't concern me because I know what the quality's like. But if this was on a shelf and wrapped in plastic, I'm not sure I'd want to take the risk if I didn't know any better. I'd just sort of see concept art and think, well, inside could look like anything. Because there's nothing to go on here apart from concept stuff. Like nothing. But yeah, strange decision. But that's their path to walk, and this is the way they're going to walk it for now. So we'll see. Yeah, interesting. Let's get in there. Enough blather. What do we got? Square bases. Kind of look 25mm to me. I mean, these characters will all be going on to round bases anyway, because I will be converting them to Amazon teams for Blood Bowl. Of course, you know me. And here we have the sprues. So I think we have 2 sprues with heads. Let's see if I can track them down. Yeah, so these 2 at the back, and then 3 sprues without heads. So, with head, without. Let's look at one of each. We'll start with the without heads. Of course, it's the wrong way around here, and out of focus. Ooh. Oh, look at the detail on the shields. Oh man, that is really something. Shoulder armor detail there as well. But those shields are brill. Celtic cross, I guess, there. Not sure. Kind of looks French, this design, like a fleur-de-lis. But it's not really, but you know what I mean. Looks like loincloths and things there. Got, scales. And I don't know. Don't know what that is. Kind of looks like a flaming torch, doesn't it? Yeah. What else have we got here? Celtic cross. Pointy sword. Open hands. This hand is holding a book. I love open hands in these things because it means they're easy to adapt to Blood Bowl. I don't have to worry about clipping off weapons. I'll have to worry about it with this one because there is a hand on this hammer. Cool hammer though. And then some more, I guess, religious bits and pieces here. A religious order of the Sisters? Who knows? The Sisters, I guess. Could be warrior nuns or some order. We've got a lot of arms here. I love the ball socket joints. It means you can move them around and really get them, make them sort of individual sort of looks to them. You're not sort of stuck to just one fixed sculpt on the arms. Oh, why don't they all have ball sockets? Seriously. I don't know what that piece is there. It looks like a back piece. Yeah, I'd say that's a back piece there. And then we've got the actual torsos plus legs. Good focus on this. Really good detail. And just get focus on these robes and stuff. Yep, very cool. So there's 3 of those sprues. And then this is the second sprue, which is very similar. Oh, no, that's a different weapon. Another hammer. I think those are different swords as well. Maybe not. They are got a little bit of flash on them and stuff. Not the cleanest out of the mold there, but the shields and everything are gorgeous detail. Lovely. Different weapon here as well, I think. So another one to cut off the, if I want to use that for Blood Bowl. Get a close up on that hammer. Brilliant. Really brilliant. Oh, the detail on these robes as well is quite good. Huh. Same sculpts for everything else. So yeah, it looks like one hand is open. And then the other arm, I guess, is... Oh no, so these hands are going to these arms. I don't know. We'll work it out when we're actually building them. But it does look like I'll have to snip off a few weapons, but not too many. Looking at the detail on the heads here. These ones with the cowls up. Very sort of Deathstroke looking, some of them. Oh, man. Be nice to have some glow coming from back there. And then we've got the actual sort of without the cowls, or without the face armor. Decent enough detail there. I can see the ears and the ponytail. And then the different haircuts. Bobbed hair. Short cuts on the hairs there, on the haircuts. So, very appropriate to battle. say that they've kept their hair short, and it would, be less likely someone sort of catch you by the hair. But they've got these huge flowing robes as well, which would be probably quite easy to grab to give someone a tactical advantage over you in a close-up scuffle. But no, very good. So 2 of those and 3 of the other. Can't wait. Can't wait to get them built up, and I will be back as soon as that is done. Bye-bye. Alright, so welcome back. So it turns out there's a right way and a wrong way to build the Sisters of Talliareum. I, of course, did it the right way. No, it's not true. I did it the wrong way. And the reason I did it the wrong way was because apparently I built it with the shoulder armor upside down. Now, to me, this feels right. It gives protection on the neck, and I kind of thought, yeah, that makes sense. Now, the other way to put that armor on is like this, sideways. I just don't know. I don't know why that doesn't feel right to me. I did sort of play around with it at the time, and it felt to me more like it should be this way round, and that the straight out armor option, this almost like a wing structure, just felt weird. And it felt like there was not a lot of opportunity for a sword to get up inside here and go, straight into the top of the shoulder there and into the neck. It would actually be a pretty good target. Let's put that aside because I really enjoyed putting these together. I thought that the numbers of heads, the arms, the legs, these are all ball sockets, so you can just put them whatever way you want. Get a lot of expression in there, a lot of individual sort of poses and stuff. There's cool flowing capes. There's nice sort of hooded heads. There's helmeted faces. There's open faces. There's ponytails. There's just really, and little cut, like bob cuts and stuff with the hair. Lots and lots and lots of choices. And I thought that I wasn't expecting a huge amount because of not really knowing the brand. And I just thought, well, how good are they going to be? And really, they're this good. They are fantastic, in fact. Really cool details across the whole mini. They don't overdo it on things like the capes. These aren't sort of flamboyant. These are frontline warriors with armor across their entire bodies. And really just so much expression in the faces and stuff. If you were a painter, you'd get a lot of fun with you'd have a lot of fun with these. See an example of a different pose there. And because the head's in the ball socket as well, you're able to sort of match to the rest of to where the arms are, the rest of the body sort of is laid out. And you were able to make like subtle sort of changes in sort of the head. Like this one, I had it pointed slightly down just to give it a little bit more of that sort of Boba Fett sort of feel, that kind of brooding, deadly warrior. And I like actually the sort of the face mask on here with the hood. I didn't think those would be as cool as the ones where you can see the women's faces, but I think these turn out to be, almost the coolest of the lot. And look at that pose. And that's made possible by sort of the fact that everything is ball and socket, and you can make it work the way you want it to. I tried as much as possible to match the sort of the direction of the wind. So you can see the loincloth here and the cloak on the back match up. I thought that would give it a nice sort of effect. It didn't always work because I didn't always have the numbers that I needed of cloaks going in the right direction or loincloths or whatever. And you'll notice here that I clipped the weapons off. I had actually wanted these for an Amazon Blood Bowl team, so the weapons were sacrificed. Now I am going to be doing an unboxing of Shield Maiden Infantry and the Mountain Orcs from Shieldwolf. and I will not be clipping off their weapons for the purpose of the video. Because I think it's kind of fair to show them in all their glory. And then afterwards I'll clip off the weapons and use them for whatever I want to. But, I mean, look how cool the hair looks here. It's really neat. Looks like I could have done a little bit more tidy up on that hand. You can still see the stub of the weapon there. So I might get the Dremel to that later on. I found that by leaving the shoulder armor off some of them on one side, it gave a kind of a feeling of maybe a warrior who needed to be lighter on her feet, and who perhaps would not be sort of in that sort of frontline sort of grunt role, that this was perhaps more of a finesse warrior. And for the sake of Blood Bowl, it would be someone who'd be able to run faster, and would be more concerned about speed and dodge than they would about brutal force and power. The one criticism I would have of these, the Sisters of Talliareum, are that the hands are separate to the forearm. And in some cases it felt like it would be very easy to lose. And if you have a carpet, you might end up sort of on your hands and knees searching for a tiny little plastic hand. And I had to do it on a few occasions. I don't know if there's a way around that without losing some of that flexibility, that sort of multi-pose flexibility. It might just be a little pain that we have to take to have this layer of sort of this level of multi-pose options. I kind of like this one's like the fist up to the face, like curses. But, again, very cool. Were there a lot of spares? I think there were a good few parts sort of left over. Obviously all the clipped weapons. The problem of having 9 cats is that sometimes you get cat hair. But look at this pose. I really love this one. It's kind of like she's doing a Darth Vader force choke. I was like, but yeah, I think that was neat. So yeah, overall really pleased. The only thing is watch out for those hands. They are tiny and they will break your heart. Now they do come attached to weapons normally, but of course for me I was clipping the weapons and that made the hands even harder to get a grip of. So for the Shield Maiden Infantry, I shouldn't have that problem because they'll be all connected when I'm putting them on, make it a bit easier. But apart from that small thing, I was really pleased with how these look, the amount of difference that's in them. 20 miniatures in the box, really good value for money. And I think that I would have no hesitation ordering other stuff from Shieldwolf. My only criticisms obviously are those tiny hands and the boxes that they come in, the fact that they don't have any images on them of the miniatures. Be interesting to see if the Shield Maiden Infantry and the Mountain Orcs have images on their boxes, because it just gives you a much more informed buying decision if you're standing in a shop looking at it. But hey, we're done. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. There's also links in the description for Facebook and Instagram and our merchandise store, and also for our Wayland Games affiliate page. Next on greyprimer.com, we have a bit of a weird one. We're going way back in time, 20 years back in time, to look at Citadel's 2000 catalog, their miniatures catalog, and we'll take a flick through that for a bit of nostalgia, a bit of retro fun, but that is next time. For now, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.